Xenu, Xenu. We're about to have band practice here. Still don't know how to flip the fucking camera around. Here's my rig. This is an old 70s electric piano that, there we go. There we go. That thing is from the 70s. It sounds amazing, but it's broken. Had a pretty big revelation today. Welcome to Wog World. Someone liked that intro, so I'll give it to you again. This time with feeling. Welcome to Wog World, where you can watch videos about some fucked up cult and watch me play music and video games like I was a Scientologist. Anyways, turn this thing off. There we go. Okay. All joking aside, I got a couple of things to say. One is I've got an appointment with the neurologist February 8th to see about all this constant pain and stuff with my legs and hips and, you know, the whole walking thing. See if I can continue to do that without causing myself lots of problems. And if not, if there's any kind of surgery that can be done, I may have to have an orchectomy. We'll look it up on Google. I don't want to bring it up. Oh, why the hell not? It's when they remove a nut. They remove a testicle. We're all adults here. We can be mature about, they said nuts. Welcome to Wog World. So my big revelation was, what was it that helped me to I get these comments like in private messages. How were you able to escape? What was it that allowed you to break free and all that stuff? Just caveat emptor, and also you can walk out at any fucking time. It's a thing in your head. Just as easy as a Mormon could walk off, or an Indian could walk off a reservation, so to speak. I should say Native American. But my big revelation was that when I disconnected from the Church of Scientology, it was not because of the teachings of Scientology. It was because of Ron. I looked at Ron and I was like, Ron, your church is fucked. Like, I can dig what you're saying some of the time. But your church is fucked. COB is fucked. The orgs are fucked. They're reprinting your materials every year and changing it. It's fucked. That was the person that it wasn't Jesus, it wasn't Muhammad, it wasn't Buddha, it wasn't anybody. Except L. Ron Hubbard. So whatever that's worth, there's a website called Friends of Ron, all right, and they're dedicated to keeping my hands are shaking. It's cold, very cold here today. There's a website called Friends of Ron, and it's dedicated to keeping the tech pure. In other words, no altering, no reprinting. Ron said what he said, and he meant what he meant. That was the initial frickin' cognition or realization that the church was fucked up. It didn't come from, it really didn't come from even reading the OT materials, because like my brother said, you know, I continued to want to be OT, and so did he. you just agree to disagree that the it's a group agreement kind of thing with the Xenu story. Like, we don't know what's there until we've been there. All right, and Paul Haggis, said pretty much the same thing on Going Clear, and so because he knew about space opera, you don't get into Scientology and shit for that long and not have some exposure to past lives and space trauma and whole track memory, which I'd like to do some videos on now. I think I'm ready to do that. Auditing and whole track memory and space opera and all that shit, because apparently I built this giant prison in space a long time ago. I wrote a fucking whole song about it. It's very long and it's a pretty good composition. I'll let you hear it sometime, but it's inspired by fucking Scientology. But it's not unlike Chick Corea's To the Stars. In fact, I wrote it around the same time. So my big realization was that the person who got me out of that mode of thinking was not looking for some other belief system. It was Hubbard himself. And then when I found out later, and I processed it later, that everything he did and said was just some other hacked up version of, or was a hacked up version of someone else's wisdom, like Lao Tzu, The Art of War, or Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching, and teachings from the Kabbalah and like all kind of shit, Satanism, Christianity. He took values and studies from everything, including psychology, psychoanalysis, psychodynamic approaches to solving problems. Very, very psychodynamic auditing is what, they use psychodynamic processes or whatever, involving the ego and the superego and the id. And so anyways, the cognition or realization that I had was that it was Ron himself that helped me get out. And Alex Merrick's and I have had this conversation before. The guy that we read for so much money and was a baseball player for the Twins. He said something, I'm going to be paraphrasing, but he said something like, LRH was a clever guy, and had he not went crazy with the space opera shit and the science fiction shit, like he had some workable ideas. Of course he he took a bunch of different ideas and put them into one mass of ideas called Scientology. And some of those ideas are useful. They're clearly useful if people still get involved, and they're, I'm not trying to say that Scientology is good. I'm not. At fucking all. So I'm really careful to say that, or I'm really paranoid to say that, because people think that if I say Scientology, anything in Scientology is useful, then I'm still indoctrinated, or I still believe in Scientology, or I'm still a Scientologist, really. That's not the case, because everything that he did or said came from somewhere else. So when I sought out the wisdom of Sun Tzu and Lao Tzu and Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha and all this other stuff, like, it's all the same stuff, except Hubbard just put it in different terms, and then also added these like maxims or factors that go along with his whole stage hypnosis shtick, and made a fucking religion out of it. It's just kind of that simple. So that was my big realization for today. Yeah, it was L. Ron Hubbard who basically helped me out of Scientology, and then after that, it was like, oh, L. Ron Hubbard is just some guy who put a bunch of knowledge together and called it a religion and made a shitload of money, and his successor continues to rake it in. It's a very profitable religion, and even the mission, some of the mission holders, the mission networks are very profitable. And then some of the offshoot Scientology businesses from those missions are very profitable. So he just took a bunch of belief systems and chunked them all together and put some hypnosis in it and some, psychodynamic theories mixed with religion. It's a psychological cocktail, essentially. And it works really well on people who are looking for answers of some type, because there are certain things you can do that will get absolute results every time. So that's not to say that they're good or bad or effective results. There's just results. So someone who has a lot of instability in their life already, or has had a lot of instability in their life, it gives them something to do. Like objective processing will have a result. Whatever the result is, who knows? Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it's bad. In the end, it's all mindfuckery. But there are results to be had. So, someone who's so unstable, and it could be just one aspect of your life being unstable. It doesn't have to be your entire life. So, that's the whole concept. I'm covering kind of a lot in talking about it lightly, but there's a whole process by which you get someone into Scientology. So you find their ruin. And Jason Rutland and Monica Galler were really good at finding ruins. Travis said that I was really good at getting people in. That's true, but I couldn't find their ruins. There were very few people where I found ruins on. I just wasn't very good at it. But Jason and Monica were amazing at it. And I was a good person to bring to them because me and Jason and Monica had really strong communication, and it reinforced the person, whoever I brought in, or whoever Travis brought in, or whoever Dominic brought in, or whoever brought in. It reinforced their trust in what was going on, because for whatever reason, I drew people in. So, notice this. Keep smiling. I don't know if it'll come up the right way or sideways, but it says keep smiling. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I feel almost done with this health crap. So we'll find out February 8th. Maybe February 8th we'll find out. I'll find out something about my current state of health, and if I need another surgery or not. In the meantime, I have band practice today for the first time in the new year. Very excited about that. I'm going to see if the guys will be willing to make a video and I can introduce them. And maybe upload some clips of us playing. And I've got to write some stuff down right now, some chord sheets and whatnot. But wanted to share that revelation and what that led to. So today, I'm like, I can believe whatever the fuck I want. I can believe whatever I want. If I want to believe in Jesus, I can believe in Jesus. Whatever. If I want to believe in Buddha, where's my Buddha? I don't know where my Buddha is. But if I want to believe in Buddha, I can believe in Buddha. It's the ideas. You know? I'll have to pull out my psychology book, because in the first semester last year, the last semester last year, there is a portion of the textbook that talks about belief and its effect on someone's happiness. Now, it doesn't necessarily state what the belief is. You could believe in whatever. But they did a study, and there were people who, whatever they believed, as long as they believed in something, they were actually happier than the control group. Like on average, they were more upbeat. They were more willing to experience life and less willing to experience the negative aspects of life. Like if they were encountered with negative stimulus, they, instead of giving back negative stimulus, they give back positive stimulus. So if that's what belief does, then fucking A, you know? Believe whatever the hell you want. That's the big realization that came from the idea that L. Ron Hubbard was the one who helped me realize that your church is full of shit, bro. And so are you. So he was kind of my savior, but he was kind of like Satan and the devil all at once. He was like the guy, the little devil on your shoulder and the angel on your shoulder. That's what Scientology kind of like is. It's like cognitive dissonance, cognitive dissonance, cognitive dissonance. Welcome to Wild World, where there is not much cognitive dissonance unless you create it yourself. Believe what the hell you want to believe. Believe what the hell you want to believe. Do what you want to do. Yeah, band should be here any minute. So I'm going to cut this, and I'll put this under creative processing or I'll put the band footage under creative processing, because we're going to be working on some tunes. And yeah, if you want to check them out, then check them out. Don't have a name for the band yet. But figured I'd share that with you, and then some of the band practice. So catch you guys later. Peace. Zenu Zenu. Onomatopoeia.